vehicle mishap automation using GSM and GPS. These are the introduction, literature review, methodology, conclusion, and references. One of the basic reason for vehicle accident, many lives could have been saved if emergency service could get accident information and reach in time. So nowadays technology rapidly growth, but people do not survey his or her life after the road accidents. So here is the technology which facilitate the emergency facility. Nowadays GPS has become an integral part of vehicle system. It monitors the speed of vehicle, can compare with the previous speed in every second through the microcontroller unit. In this paper, we inform about an accident that is occurred to the vehicle to recruit team of the members by traveling person. The accident alert and prevention system are designed by the use of MEMS sensors and the ultrasonic sensors. Here, IoT is used for the storing and accessing the data through the cloud. So, before here IoT is used for that. I'm just briefly explaining about the IoT. IoT is the Internet of Things, refers to as a system of interrelated, interconnected objects that are able to collect the transfer data over the wireless network without a human invention. One of the developing era is the Internet of Things. Here, IoT plays a critical function in connecting items through network connection. So coming to the introduction, the main intention of this paper is to find the accident spot at any place and intimating it to the ambulance through the GPS and GSM network. At present scenario, technology have been developing as fast tempo field of the technology. It can now be integrated to improve the lives and the luxury. India's road accident record was 16% of the world road accident death, whereas India has only 1% of world's road accident. According to the World Health Organization, an estimated 1.2 million people loses their life every year due to the car accidents. A GPS-based vehicle accident identification module contain MEMS, GSM modem, a module and GPS modem connected to the microcontroller. So in most of accident cases, victim loss. In most of accident cases, victim loses their lives because of unavailability of medical facility at right time. A global system for mobile technology is used to establish the cellular connections. GPS is used to trace the position of the vehicle. There is no system of identification and intimation recording an accident in previous. So nowadays it becomes later on the SMS service being for intimation purpose. GPS and GSM makes the usage for intimation and identification of the place. Coming to the literature survey, in 2016 we have a helmet tracking system. Many people don't realize that helmet prevents the skull fractures, brain injuries. So for that, Suresh have published this helmet tracking system in 2016. Next is the inland vehicle tracking system. Accidents in inland shipping route have been an unresolved problem in Bangladesh. For many years, it become a terror because every year many people loses their life in different marine accident. The main reason behind these accidents are the carelessness. So here, Mohammed have been published this paper in the 2016. Next is smart accident alert and toll pay system. It was published by Shanmugam in 2017 that it tells use a speed sensor which sends the information if vehicle is a catch. And next is the automobile industry. It tells it monitors a vehicle location and posts the data into an app called the Think Speak by Use Internet. It was published in 2018 by K. Rajeshwari and Saran Kumar. And this meter mounted accident detection with location tracking and severe condition monitoring system. It uses an accelerometer to detect a heart rate sensor for the monitoring the heart rate of the driver. And coming to the methodologies, the complete setup is in the form of block diagram. This was the block diagram. In this block diagram, we are seeing that Arduino Mega 2560, GSM, GPS, buzzer, vibration sensor, and power supply LCDs. So sensor detects the first occurrence of the accident and it is intimated the microcontroller unit. Piezoelectric sensor is nothing but it is a device that uses the piezoelectric effect. These piezoelectric sensor are versatile tool for the measurement of various processes. These microcontroller small on a single semiconductors. The attitude and targeted are detected using GPS, and it is sent as a message to the recruit team through the GSM. Coming to block diagram, here we have Arduino Mega 2560. So Arduino Mega 2560 is a microcontroller board. It has a 54 digital input and output pins. GSM, Global System for Mobile Communication, is a digital mobile network that is widely used by mobile phones. 16 into 2 LCD is used to the working status of the field. LCD stands for liquid crystal display. It is a flat display device made up of any number of colors. Um, so here the message is for number is EPROM. EPROM stands for electronically erasable programming read-only memory. This EPROM stores flexible numbers entering by customer for tolerate not stored in small amount in computers, some other electronic device. Through EPROM, an individual byte of data can erase and reprogrammed entirely. The data set inside the EPROM, even the power is off for a long time. So Arduino Mega 2560, it is designed for the project that requires more input lines, more memory, more RAM, with a 54-digit input-output pins, 16 analog input, and large space of a sketch. It is a recommended board for 3D printer and robotic projects. GSM. GSM stands for Global System for Mobile Communication. This, this, this GSM was developed by European Telecommunication Standard Institute. In simple language, GSM is a primarily used to carry your voice on cell phone network that uses a type of technology. This GSM have another feature that is SMS, short message service. GPS navigation system ground position of the vehicle. GPS was developed by the United States Department of the Defense. And buzzer. A buzzer is an audio signaling device which may mechanical, electromechanical. A vibration sensor. Vibration sensor is also called a piezoelectric sensor. These sensors are a flexible device which are used for measuring a various process. Coming to the flow chart. Coming to the flow chart, whenever any accident occurs, MEM sensor detects and sends the mechanical force to alarm by using GPS. We will get a particular location. We will get the particular location where accident occurs. Then GSM sends the message to authorized member or 108. So here it starts and check the connectivity and response sensors observing for any accident through the MEMS. So accident occurs means it sends the alarm message. Vehicle tracking system main aim is to give the security to all the vehicles. This is improved security system for vehicles. GPS are highly useful nowadays. This system enables the owner to observe and track his vehicle and find out the vehicle movement and its past activities of the vehicle. The major reasons of the occurring accidents are the overspeeding, drunken drive, red light jumping, avoiding safety measures like helmet, seat belts, etc. Coming to advantage, so easy to operate by the user, sophisticated security. So the immediate medication will be provided to the accident victim in the remote area. It separates both GSM and GPS. It is simple to work by the customer, reliable system. And coming to disadvantage, in some places where there is no provision of GSM network, it is difficult for communication. It has a low reliability, poor control system, which causes the huge loss of life and properties because of the poor emergency facilities. And coming to conclude, service result is emergency service from the accident location. And this due to accident, GPS and GSM technologies are used, whereas immediate action would be taken place by the ambulance police service, which might reduce the security used to detect accident and order emergency assistance service. As a result, the system is sending the SMS assistance service provided from the accident location. And these are the reference. Thank you, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Madam.
Any queries
Ma'am.
from audience?
Ma'am, are you listening, ma'am?
Yes, yes, ma. I'm listening. I'm listening.
Completed, ma'am.
Okay, okay,
Completed,
okay.
ma'am.
Okay, okay, ma.
Thank
Okay,
you,
ma.
ma'am.
Okay, ma. Any questions from audience? Any questions from audience? Okay, ma. You can close your screen.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Next, Mr. Prapanna.
Good afternoon to all.
Yes.
Madam, my voice is audible, madam?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, madam.
I'm getting. You can
Okay,
proceed.
madam.
Proceed.
Okay. Thank you, madam. Good afternoon to one and all. So, my name is Papanna. Today, I am going to present on my research topic, enhance the energy efficient multicast routing topology for mobile and heart networks. So, these are my co-authors, G. Radhika and B. Lakshmi. These are the contents of today my presentation. Title, abstract of my research presentation, introduction about the topic. What is the problem statement, objectives, existing system, proposed system, algorithms or approaches used for the proposed system, simulation results followed by the conclusions and references. It is the abstract. The hub network is a self-organized infrastructureless network where the nodes are connected by the wireless links. The nodes in the ARHA networks are having limited range to communicate with the other nodes. So one node is established route or path from another node by using the op level nodes in the mobile ARHA network to transfer the data for the multiple nodes in the network. So it is the energy of the node is very important in the mobile ARHA networks. To establish the route from source to the multiple destination is called multicast routing in the mobile ARHA network. In order to optimize the process of neighbor node selection in the multicast routing algorithms, here I am proposing one methodology to minimize the energy consumption and maximize the network lifetime. So that methodology name is the exploratory assessment based k-node selection approach. It is a tree-based multicast topology used in the mobile ad hoc networks in order to distinguish from the other exploratory skills using in the benchmarking algorithms. By using this approach, it assesses the optimal nodes toward the minimal energy consumption, maximum network lifetime, and buffer rate to transfer the data faster from source node to the multiple destinations in the network. Main objective of this proposed methodology is it is loosely coupled with the route selection method in the any of the benchmarking tree-based multicast routing protocols in the proposed previous literature. So the methods used in the selection of the tree-based multicast routing is the exploratory scale approach defined by using the four important network metrics. The first one is called energy consumption ratio. The second metric is the reserve battery lifetime. Third one is multicast scope. Last one is the input buffer rate. So by using these four metrics, here I'm minimizing the energy consumption ratio and maximizing the network lifetime in the diverse or a dynamic nodes in the mobile ad network. It is the introduction about the so the data transmission from single source node to the multiple destination node is referred as multicast routing. So that multiple receivers are identified by the like a single destination address. The class D IP address we are using for the multicast routing like 224.0.1.2. Like the class D IP address used for the multicast routing. But the traditional route discovered the shortest path, which is the main objective of the benchmarking algorithm, either tree based or mesh based or hybrid based. Discover the shortest path from one node to another node is the objective of the many benchmarking algorithms. In order to find the shortest path between the one source to the multiple destination nodes, a route is formed by the more than one tree, but the drawback of that existing method is it magnifies the routing complexity. Multiple trees are formed from source to the destination node. Again, further it leads to the extreme energy used by the nodes in the multicast routing topologies for overhead network. So in order to overcome that problem, a novel multicast routing topologies under the multiple quality of service constraint is proposed. So the name of the proposed approach is the enhanced energy efficient multicast routing model or multicast routing topology. So it is about the proposed approaches. The main objective of the proposal is so until the completion of the data transmission, so the proposed approach works. It reduces the complexity and also magnify the network lifetime. So in order to achieve this, so this energy efficient or effective energy efficient multicast routing protocol is proposed. It is the proposed problem statement for the my proposed approach. So optimize the process of neighbor node selection in multicast route establishment, enhance the energy effective energy management, and based on the exploratory assessment based chain node selection approach. So it is mainly minimize the energy consumption by using this effective energy management routing, effective multicast routing topology. The main objective is so main primary objective of the routing algorithm is find the optimal path to transfer the data. And what are the sub-objective of the this research topic is minimize the energy consumption of the chain nodes, maximize the reserve battery life of the chain nodes, and maximize the network route lifetime in the network. And we should support for the multicast scope, number of nodes connected in the like a next level in the network. And avoid the congestion control by effective buffer management or queue management in the intermediate nodes in the network. So for congestion control, congestion is nothing but offer load is whatever the offer load in the network. If the traffic is more than the offer load in the network, at that time the congestion is occurring in the divergent or a dynamic network in the mobile and hard network. In order to overcome the drawback, we are also using the active queue management technique. So in the existing protocol, we are using like a energy efficient multicast routing topology. So here I am including the effective enhanced energy efficient routing topology by proposing the input buffers. So here the routing multicast CCODE routing protocol used from source node to the destination node, and multiple trees are formed from source to the destination. Once we are forming the multicast trees from source to the destinations, next the route discoveries started from the destination ones, like started from the destination, again from the level 1, again from the level 2, and so on source node. First we are selecting the optimal nodes in the destination, next in level 1, next in level 2, and so on level 3. Finally, we can compute the shortest the minimum energy nodes in the level 3 from source node to the level 3, and so finally form the multicast path from source node to the multiple destination node in the network. So it follows from destination to the source node. All the traditional approaches they are following from source node to the destination node to find out the shortest path. In my proposed approach, here I am following from destination node to the source node. So what are the important metrics using in this proposed approach? Energy consumption ratio. Yes, this metric represents the average energy consumption per unit of data transmission between nodes, so all its connected nodes in the successor level, which is optimal with the minimum levels. Suppose here 3 nodes are there. Suppose here 3 are the minimum nodes. Again, these nodes we are selecting the minimum energy nodes in the network due to the scarcity of the energy consumption in the mobile or hard network. Next, the second parameter is the reserve battery lifetime. So this metric aggregates the battery life required for routing and battery life consumption, idle time, consumption due to the other factors as maximum battery consumption. So then this maximum battery consumption is subtracted from the estimated battery life. So finally we are getting the resultant value of the reserve battery, remaining battery lifetime. And always that value must be positive one greater than the given threshold value. Last one, multicast score. So this parameter represents the number of possible neighbor nodes in the successor level. The energy consumption ratio and maximum battery life must be optimal while considering the neighbor nodes in the successor level. So it is the proposed approach here I am using random early detection algorithm in order to avoid the congestion in the network. It is the block diagram representation of the exploratory assessment based chain node selection. So these are the steps in this proposed approach: assessing the energy consumption, assessing the maximum battery consumption, evaluate the multicast based on the reserve battery lifetime, and find the optimal nodes by selecting the optimal nodes in each level, and apply the normalization metric values, and applying the normalization metric values between the zeros and ones, normalize the energy consumption, normalize the reserve battery lifetime, and finally normalize the multicast scope in the next level. So based on these parameters, next ordering and select the optimal nodes from destination to the source. Finally, form the multicast route from source node to the destination node. Here we are also including the input buffer technique for this proposed approach. It is the algorithm for the energy consumption ratio from destination level to the source node. So first we are using the for loop for the level wise. Again for loop for the one node to the another node in the network. So finally we can move the average energy consumption level to the level for the level in the network. It is for maximum battery life of the node in the network. Average energy consumption. And it is multiplied by the number of time transmitted from one node to another node in the successor level. Estimated energy required, it is maximum battery consumption of the source node. It is computed by using the estimated energy and energy in the item and energy with any other constraint in the network. It is the algorithm for multicast scope. Multicast scope means number of nodes connected in the network. Based on that one also we can minimize the energy consumption and we can find the nodes in the network. It is the algorithm for multicast scope based on the reserve battery lifetime. So here I am using the input buffer using random early detection algorithm, minimum threshold value, maximum threshold value. For each arrival packet, compute the average queue length of the packet. If it is between the minimum threshold and maximum threshold, compute the probability of the packet. So if it is the probability is high, you can drop the packet. Else the packet is entered into the buffer. Else if the threshold is less than the average, at that time you can drop the packet. Else the packet is entered into the buffer. It is the equation we are using for complete average and probability. It is the flow chart we are using for the energy, assessing the energy consumption ratio. It is the flow chart for the maximum battery consumption. It is the flow chart for the multicast scope. So next it is the flow diagram we are using for the input buffering. Input buffering. So these are the various network constraints we are using in the implementation or simulation of the network with various nodes. Quantum of nodes using 30 to 40, lower and upper bound mobility ranges. What is the node transmission range? What is the protocol we are using in NAC? And the network span area, and time of the simulation. Last one, energy, data transmission, constant bit rate we are using. So finally, enhance the energy multicast routing protocol based on this metrics. So performance is assessed based on this metrics and delivery of the packet and the end-to-end delivery, energy ratio, and to evaluate the performance of the model. So the delay is less compared to the benchmarking algorithms, and also the packet delivery ratio is superior compared to the benchmarking models in this empirical analysis. And also the main objective of this one is enhance the energy. The principal objective of the model is also lower rate of energy consumption attained compared to the benchmarking algorithm. So it is for the packet delivery ratio, end-to-end packet delivery ratio. It is for the coded energy, the different simulation times. It is the delay for the end-to-end delay for the various nodes. So an enhanced energy efficient multicast routing topology for tree-based energy efficient multicast routing protocol is proposed for the mobile ad hoc networks. So the proposed energy efficient or enhanced energy efficient multicast routing topology select the chain nodes in this structure. It is based on the four crucial metrics: energy consumption, reserve battery lifetime, multicast scope, and input buffer. So the impact of this topology was explored by applying the multicast routing protocol, multicast mobile MAODV protocol, multicast ad hoc on-demand distance vector protocol. So the results are enhancing the scalability and robustness of the model proposed by using this exploratory assessment based chain node selection. So the motivation gives us the effort to lead to define the proposed exploratory scale for high-speed mobile ad hoc networks. And also one more feature work for this one is it is easy to define the evolutionary strategy that uses the enhanced energy efficient multicast topology as a objective function. By using this one, you can apply the anti-colony, or you can apply the particle swarm optimization, or you can use the any other genetic algorithms, and you can improve the energy consumption ratio, or you can optimize the energy consumption ratio in this exploratory analysis. It is the conclusion. So these are some references for the enhanced energy efficient multi-touching product. So thank you. Any questions related to this concept?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Prapanna. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Mr. Prapanna.
Thank you, madam.
Any questions from audience? Any questions from audience? Yes, thank you, Mr. Prapanna.
Thank you,
You
madam.
can
Thank you
close
very
your
much.
screen.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, put your first slide. Put your first slide. Yes, go ahead. Yes, you start present. Yes, go. Pradipti, you can start presenting. You can proceed. Pradipti, proceed.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am C. Pradipti, Assistant Professor in Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalaya in the Department of School of Engineering and Technology Computer Science Department. Today's topic is about IoT-based home automation system using Google Assistant. And the contents are abstract, introduction, the literature survey, existing system, proposed system, hardware requirements, software requirements, implementation, conclusion, and finally references. So coming to the abstract, as we all know, the uses of electricity has rapidly grown nowadays. And most of the countries like India, USA, Japan, Australia, etc. are combined togetherly are solving the reduction of electricity in many ways. And here I am proposing one of the best way is to control the appliances at our home without wasting the electricity. When we are very far away from our homes, even we can control the home appliances should be controlled in not with the hand in touch. We can control it from very far away from our homes. So that's the basic idea of this project. So in this project, I'm mainly using the Node MCU, which has an inbuilt Wi-Fi module, which controls and manages the input and output signals. And there is a relay module, which is other main part. And the relay module is able to connect the number of devices present in our home. And the next is, it is about Arduino. It is like the main component, other main component is Google Assistant, with which we can operate the home appliances from very far away distance. This is abstract. And coming to the introduction, as I already told in the title itself that it is related to Internet of Things. So Internet of Things, IoT is a small prototype which are going to control like switching over the network or with our voice through Google Assistant, or it can be any other like using the USB microphone. It is not only the Google Assistant. Many other components can also be interlinked in the Internet of Things. That's the main concept of Internet of Things. And coming to the home automation, which is other main concept in the project, this home automation system, like home automation, like automating the home appliances without the direct interaction of ours. So that's the main concept. And next is Google Assistant. This is other main concept where in the artificially powered virtual assistant, which is developed by Google, that is only for the smartphones and the Android basically. So this can be used in many of the ways. Google Assistant is a very powerful voice searching agent nowadays. And coming to the literature survey, in this paper, it has been proposed that how the use of Raspberry Pi is connected with a camera, in which specifically the motion of the sensor, motion sensors are used when a person enters into the house. The motion is automatically captured with the camera and is instructed with the Raspberry Pi using a web UI based surveillance. So this paper deals with all of these, but the main limitations of this project is using of the camera will not be flexible at night times. It cannot capture the motion exactly, and motion sensors detect the motion, but the person should be in hand to the camera sensor so that the motion can be captured. That's the main drawback of this paper. And next, coming to the other paper, and here it is like the commands are given as a subject of the email, where the commands are sent through the email, so that the commands which are to be presented should be maintained in a database, which is a use cost. Maintaining of database is like little, it is cost effective actually. And coming to the other paper, it is like usage of the embedded micro web server and the IP connectivity. Here, the usage of micro web server is a very good idea, but while connecting the IP network, it can be like there can be many distractions in the connection. This system in the system, the entire device is operated using the Android application. So again, we have other process of building the Android application, which is not that much required, I think. And in this paper, the integration of the Google Assistant is with the Raspberry Pi. And to integrate the Google Assistant, the Google API is used. Google API is only works for Linux and Windows, and not the Android. So in systems we can operate, but everyone can't have the systems. So definitely it should work on Android applications. Is a major drawback, and the Google Assistant commands are to be given to the Raspberry Pi in order to operate. But here the USB microphone is used, so that is also additional. It adds the additional cost to the person who is preparing this project. Then coming to the existing system, in the existing system, as we already seen that the home appliances are controlled by mobile phones, but there is like pressing the buttons or any other Android application. And and there are also the voice based systems, but where the microphone is used, USB microphone is to be used, and the connection should be maintained always in order to give the commands. And other one is just a recognition. So the person whenever enters into the specific room, so it captures the gesture that some person entered or something entered, and it will control the home appliances according to that. Like when the person enters into the home, automatically it ons all the necessary things like fan, light in the home by recognizing the gesture. And normal LCD display is used in order to know the status of the devices, but which is not always like everyone can't LCD displays can't be properly maintained in all the phones. That's a major drawback in the existing systems. Now coming to the proposed system, and in the proposed system, Arduino software is used where the code is embedded into the Node MCU, and Google Assistant is connected with the IFTTT website, so that the voice commands will be directly embedded into the Blink server with which it is with the Node MCU, and the display is of the screen of the smartphone, and the voice recognition is through the Google Assistant. And in this project, we'll definitely get 99% of the output which is to be required. This is the data flow diagram, and the requirements are Node MCU ESP8266 module hardware requirements. So has coming to the Node MCU, it is a microcontroller unit, and which is a type of a Arduino, but very small to Arduino. Like Arduino is very big and Node MCU is small, but with the same features. But the other main important comparison between the Arduino and the Node MCU is AESP8266 is the Wi-Fi module which is inbuilt in the Node MCU, whereas to the Arduino an external Wi-Fi module is to be connected. And the relay is a N channel, and it's a channel relay where there will be like N channel relay, so that N devices can be connected from the home. And there are connecting wires and the breadboard. Finally, coming to the breadboard, actually in the home, while connecting there or through like in the electricity, there will be many fluctuations. We cannot estimate that at this time it will be fluctuated more, or at that time it will be fluctuated more. So breadboard can regulate the fluctuations and provide the proper voltage required by the relay or the node MCU. And finally, the USB cable in order to activate the node MCU. There will be a chip in the node MCU so that we can connect the USB cable, and that USB cable is activated only through the USB. Node MCU is activated only through the USB cable. And coming to the software requirements, it is Blink application where the the network is exactly activated through Blink application. And next is Google Assistant, where we can give the voice commands through it. And next is IFTTT application, where the entire system or the coding related to the Google Assistant is performed in the IFTTT application. And next is Node MCU, ESP8266 libraries, and also the finally Arduino software. And coming to the implementation, like hardware implementation, this is a circuit diagram. As we see that there is a breadboard and node MCU is connected to the breadboard. And through the node MCU, through some pins, the relay channel is connected. Here the relay channel used is 4 relay channel, where the light, fan, or any kind of device can be connected. This is the actual circuit diagram. Next, coming to the software implementation, has we can see in the hardware implementation, node MCU is connected to the breadboard. So node MCU, and again it is also connected to the relay. So in order to make the node MCU connected, so here we use the Blink application. In Blink application, as we see that create new project Google Home. So I have typed, like I have named my project as Google Home, and the type of device to be selected is node MCU. There will be many options here, Arduino or any other, but my device is to be node MCU, and I'm connecting it with to Wi-Fi. So I have selected, and I have selected the button create. Then immediately we'll get the authentication code which is registered to the respected mail. And that authentication code should be perfectly maintained till the end of the project. Now we have to create the buttons required for the number of devices we are operating. Like I have created in the widget box, I have created buttons and I have selected 3 buttons to be displayed. Next, in the button settings, actually the button displays like here a pin from 0 to 1. In order to operate, we have in the pin section, we have to name the pin which is connected to the node MCU. Which device is connected to the node MCU? In order to operate that device, that pin name is to be displayed in the pin section, and the input should be transversed from 1 to 0 and push to switch. So this is the on section. In the similar way, we'll also see the pin is named D3, and when we click on it, it will be on. So that is the application of Blink server. So it is clear that the node MCU is connected to the Blink server clearly. Now, how the Google Assistant will connect it to the Blink server in order to operate the system. So this is actual page of IFTTT application, where this is the main concept. If this, then that. This is the IFTTT abbreviation. If this, so if this. So in that plus, in the place of plus symbol, we'll choose a service. So what is the service we are using here? It is Google Assistant. So we'll select the Google Assistant and we'll get a chance to create the trigger. Trigger is that which is the action we are going to perform, like what you wanted to say in order to make your device listen and send that voice command. First I'm saying it, turn on the first bulb or switch on the first bulb. So in this way, I'll trigger and I'll complete all the trigger fields. Then, so it is connected with the Google Assistant. In the place of plus, now it is if Google Assistant symbol and then and plus that. So, okay, if Google Assistant is connected, what is then? What is next? So that is like how the web connectivity is to be established in order to connect with the Blink server. Now again, in that plus symbol, we'll choose another action, which is webhooks. Webhooks, while getting the webhooks, we'll have these many fields: URL, method, content type, body, etc. So while in the URL page, we'll have, and like in order to connect the Blink server, we have to get the Blink server cloud IP address and also the authentication code of the particular Blink application which is installed in our phones. So this is the IP address page where using the ping command, I have found it. And this is how URL is to be filled. Normal protocol, HTTP protocol is added. Along with this, the IP address of the Blink cloud and also the authentication code, which is already have come through your mail, and through which pin, like to which pin you have to add these commands, the D3 pin, which is connected to, which is present in the node MCU. So that is the main point. And now we are taking this, all the sections, and we are putting, like we are writing it over there in order to perform the button in the Blink server. Like in the same, like that, in the column method, I have put method, not get. I'm not receiving any input. I'm just presenting like how to get the input from, how to get the output from the node MCU. So this is the on action for the IFTTT, like how the Google Assistant performs. And this is the finishing section of the IFTTT. Again, one applet is created. If we complete the entire process till then, one applet is created, which is for either on section or off section. Similarly, like how many, if like how many sections are to be there or appliances are to be there, we will be dividing those many applets, or we'll be constructing those many applets in order to arrange the Google Assistant with the Blink server. Finally, the conclusion is the IoT home-based automation using Google Assistant has already said it is like reduction of power consumption. So as the major interesting concept here is we should not be present at our home, and we should not be very near to our home. It can be anywhere, like only in the country, not anywhere outer. Because I can clearly say that whenever we'll give an instruction through our Google Assistant, the inbuilt module ESP8266 will have the capacity to undergo any kind of instruction given through the Google Assistant, which is connected via the URL posture. In the URL, I have clearly given the Blink application authentication code. So it will directly go and connect there, and the actions will be performed. So this is how the wireless mobile device can be used in order to apply automate the home and reduce the consumption of electricity. And there are some of the references. Thank you so much. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, completed.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
yes. Yep. Yes, Pradeepti, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Pradeepti.
Okay, ma'am. Can
Hello.
I hear, ma'am?
Yes. Once again, you have explained. Once again, just tell us what are the software and hardware requirements to implement this one at home.
So the hardware requirements are Node MCU ESP8266, relay module, breadboard, USB cable. And the software requirements are Arduino mainly in order to dump the code, and ESP Node MCU ESP8266 libraries,
Yes.
and also the IFTTT application, and also the Google Assistant. That is mainly the smartphone should be present.
Okay. Okay, ma. Thank you. Thank you. Any questions from audience regarding this presentation? Yes, ma. Thank you, Pradeepti. You can close your screen. Okay, ma. Thank you. Next participant.
Madam.
Yes.
Shared, madam. Share.
Yes. You can proceed.
Okay, thank you, madam. First of all, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, madam. Myself, Mohan Kumar. I'm presenting the paper related to water quality management with IoT enabled. The title is IoT enabled real-time water monitoring and alert system.
Yes.
This is one of the most important resources as well as core product for the human nowadays. Not only nowadays, always water is a core product. Due to the different activities performed by the human beings, always industry, different things are happen, your water resource will be contaminated, and we need to concentrate on that area. And also different activities are going on. Based on that, water will be changes. We need to maintain the uh, quality water, how it maintenance. Normally the water quality monitoring system, water quality people collect the samples and would take the laboratory and analyze the those what are the different ingredients and what are the different uh, types, normally pH, and what are the solidity, what is the turbidity, and different they are doing. We are concentrating that one. We need to automate that process. If any real time real time monitoring also available, and also if any diseases or anything due to reason of the poor quality of the water, any contaminated water, maybe chances, we will monitor those environments. Based on that one only, in this paper we are implementing, and also we are um, working in this environment. Majorly water quality parameters are the either water having the acidity nature or basic nature, and also temperature having this particular water, and water also having this particular solid different any contaminated possibility is there. Due to the processing of the any real life water, any agriculture water or industry water they are using, after that again release the water again, that water move to the our normal rivers, as well as water, our groundwater will be changes. That's why we are existing already some introduction. We are using the internet enabled system to judge the quality, as well as we are using the pH sensor to finding the pH value of the water. And also we are eliminating the inconsistency among the collecting water samples in the different locations. The system also providing the simple interface. We are using simple graphical user interface, and also maintain the particular upper and lower bound validity. Based on that one you get the alert, otherwise you are not getting any alert. For the convenient, according to the literature survey, we are already we started some existing wireless sensor technologies and distributed sensors, and also physical situation, what is the pressure and sound temperature, what are the uses and the IoT environment. We are using the pH sensor to the in this paper, as well as in the system containing the different aspect. When we have the range of the pH value, then only user can drink the water, otherwise stop the drinking or stop the usage of the water. It is one of the precaution in nowadays. The water based on the pH value, the diseases are dependencies there. That's why we concentrate this one. The pH, we are using the one analog as well as one digital sensor to find the pH value. uh, Next one, in existing system, nowadays water polluted many areas. In current system also equipped highly and time consuming if you people involvement. Even real time monitoring purpose, different methods are there, but we are using the some parameters based pH range 0 to 2, highly oxidized scale on 2 to 5.5, or inorganic salt water, and 5.25 lightweight oil contaminated water, 8.5 to oil contaminated water, 11.5 to 12.5 oil and fat protein having 12.5 to 14 heavy lubricant oil. The contaminated level based on the usage of the people in industry or any area, after releasing the water again, releasing to the rivers, as well as maybe chances of the ground level changes of the pH values. uh, that's why we are introduced the using the new technology industry 4.0, and normally say the IoT, and IoT says you are finding the collecting the water sample in real time, and maintain the collect the water pH value, and whatever collected information uploaded to the cloud environment, so that retrieving from the that from anywhere from country, even higher authority also, who are the water quality state government or central government also if we maintain the real-time monitoring, we can get prevention the future illnesses, avoid the diseases quickly, as well as real-time monitoring is possible. In this system, we are using the each node maintain the one Raspberry Pi and pH sensor. We are inserting the different locations, different areas. Each area, the collecting the sample, and Raspberry Pi is processing the data and sending to the with the help of the gateway. And ThinkSpeak, we are using IBM ThinkSpeak Cloud maintain all the information for real-time monitoring purpose. If you in the system, and also we implemented with the help of Python programming language in this system, and also with the help of the Python programming, we are sending the using the message API, as well as if you value is within the not range of the particular pH value, that will be alerting to the mobile who are the nearby coordinating of the village or city. If your pH value changes dynamically every uh, 10 seconds, automatically pH value finding and updated to the environment. The reason is nowadays most of the floods or any rainfall is there. Most of the industries are releasing wastewater, alkaline waters are releasing, and peoples are even corona COVID situation also. We are one minute, madam. We are using the take the each sensor taking the input, after input pH value taking, each sensor receiving data, processing in the Python programming. If decision is changes, then only we send the alert to the message as well as show to the in the channel. We are using the IBM ThinkSpeak to visualize. This is a flow chart for starting and establish the connection between the
Put it in slide mode. Screen.
one one minute, one minute.
Okay.
Okay, madam. Thank you, madam.
Oh, okay.
Who is visible, madam?
Yes, visible.
Uh,
Okay.
My water quality monitor, so total messages are the input and output and decision messages only. In input message and output message, input set nothing but here. Again, my screen automatically switching, madam. 1 minute.
Automatically.
Someone again clicking the sharing option. That's why.
Okay.
I request the panel members, please.
Okay.
1 minute. If you clicking anyone share, I will. My option is disabled. Okay. Please cooperate. Okay. Thank you, madam. The decision function D1 D2 based on the each input of the each sensor input value, decision will be finalized. If you within the range there is no activity is not performed. If range will be changes, that will be affected on the channel on the ThinkSpeak as well as send alert to the message to the particular authority, local authority. In this system, establish the connection between the controllers and networks, reading the input, and if input received based on the processing, input further forward to the cloud and message sent to the system. If you know if input is not received, we can just assume that area not work properly, not working the device. Then we can change the what are the recovery mechanism, that is secondary point of view. Next one, the result in point of view in water quality monitoring system, we are even the particular my device is on, the device getting automatically instantly will determine the water quality parameter pH in different locations, and also that will be sending to transmitting to the server and wirelessly. The information monitor frequently and presented every action continuously. The statistics is always refreshed with respect to, by default we are inserting the 10 seconds, but either you can use a 1 hour also based on the requirement. If you based on the weather condition, if you winter you can use the every 1 hour. If you the summer you change that to every 2 hours. That is ratio with the existing area location based, you based on the location. If industrial area, maybe chances of the high contamination possibility, we can't suspect the when things are happen. That's why based on the area we can change the updated value of the water pH value. The controller is responsible to receiving the pH as well as sending to the remote server. And also here we are using the fog based computing. Why? Because each node level we are using the Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi is responsible to send the alert to the system local authority. Earlier, if you maintain the centralized system need to collect all the information, then processing and sending to the required authorities to take the action. But in our using this Raspberry Pi in each level node, the half of the computing process take the decision will be eliminated. These are the we collected from different water pond level. We are always wash your hands. That way, some oily food we are normally. That's why the water will be maybe changes of the different level. In the borewell, we are collected information. This is the information will be collected, the visualize and monitor. Then already you know the COVID situation. Stay aware about the COVID-19 outbreak. Accessing according to the WHO report also. We need to maintain the at least some drinking the level of the pH water. Alkaline water is safe compared to the normal water. With help of these in the COVID situation also we implemented in different locations or drinking water areas. If your pH is low values, we are not using water. If your pH is maintain the proper pH value, water drinking water level, that will be as well as you make it as a alkaline water to take those water, that will be better health. And also if anything are changes in that alert will be local authority taken, and further decision will be taken by the particular authority. The chances are there with the system. We are that's why we are proposing the strategic model, and also realistic and real-time monitoring is possible. It is also versatile and simple process, and also with the help of the small Raspberry Pi board and pH sensor, and as well as the computation purpose we are using Raspberry Pi, and visualization purpose uh, IBM ThinkSpeak uh, channel, as well as channel posting, as well as we are using a small way to SMS API to send the alert if you based on the if you more range of the pH value. We are using the small open source library of the Python package to send the messages to process the whether pH value within the range or not. Okay, these are the references taken from to complete my paper, and also further we will enhance any enhancements. Thank you, madam.
Okay. Thank you, Mohan Kumar.
Thank you, madam.
Okay.
Thank you, madam.
Have you, you said you have tested in pond and
Yes.
borewell.
Yes,
Have
madam.
you taken any photos?
Photos.
Installation of the IoT system?
Yes, madam. And while we show, we are using this. This madam. Already we are using this ThinkSpeak real. Here only we collected, and also I am using the not instead of using monitor, I am using the PL app interface for connecting the Raspberry Pi. Okay, the photos are not there in my system, madam. Another system is there. Okay, mobile. Okay, I connect
Okay.
laptop. Okay.
Okay. Actually, how much level should be maintained? pH level should be maintained for our drinking. That is, at home we are drinking water, no, whether from bore or purified.
Yes,
How much?
madam.
What is the normal
Madam, we are following this
measurement?
book also, madam. I am also computer science background student. That's why I use this nearly neutral level 7 to 8. You can use some. Is also there mentioned clearly. Each food also maximum neutral is a 7. 7 maximum 7 to 8 in between the range we can drink water, madam.
Okay. Okay.
With the help of the
Okay.
book, we are getting some idea as a computer science background, by some little bit, but this there. But
No,
according
no. If you have taken this problem, you would have collected this information
to
also.
madam.
Otherwise, you cannot give more, new ideas.
Yes,
If
madam.
you
Yes,
have complete knowledge, you can do much better
yes,
research
yes,
work.
madam.
Okay.
Okay, madam.
So you have explained. Once again, I'm asking, what are the attributes in measuring water alkaline level or pH level? What are the attributes you have taken from the water?
No, this only, madam. pH sensor, we are directly using pH sensor.
Okay, okay. pH sensor you have adopted.
Yes,
So
madam.
that will observe some measurements. Is it okay? So what are the attributes you have shown in the slides? I'm asking you.
1 minute, 1 minute, madam. This one, madam. This one, madam.
Yes, yes.
This is a standard.
It says types of cleaner. No, extremely. No, no, water level. Not this one. I think this is neutral. Neutral means pH range like that.
This one, madam.
pH. So you are taking only pH level. Only one measurement. One level. Only one pH level. Only you are taking.
One parameter.
Okay. What is the pH value in rainwater? Rainwater is very good.
Yes, madam. I think nearly 7 to 8.
7 to 8.
Yes, madam.
Okay. Have you tested with your equipment, IoT device,
No, yes,
with
madam.
rainwater?
No, madam. With rainwater, we are not tested. We are tested only here only with nearby pond, and we are tested in one borewell.
Okay.
We inserting one borewell as well, my borewell as well as in my pond where I was water pond only. And also while washing my hands, and also I am using some something collected data, madam. Frequently usage of
Okay.
water based, that pH value changes. That's why I need to identify. That's why while sanitizing with sanitizer also we tested, madam, while that
So pH level decreased or increased?
increased, madam.
Increased.
Madam, increased. We are found increased, madam. Yes.
Increased.
Yes,
Okay.
madam.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mohan Kumar. Okay.
I'm also new
Any questions? Yes.
this environment, madam. pH value and this one. Okay. Thank you, madam.
Okay. Any questions from audience? Any questions? Okay. Okay, Mr. Mohan Kumar. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Okay. You can close the screen.
Thank you, madam.
Next participants. Next participant.
Madam, is it visible my screen, ma'am?
Yes, yes. So, what is your paper ID? Paper ID?
10, madam. 13110, ma'am.
13110. Okay. Penetration test. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon to one and all. I am Ramni from MTech in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering from SPMVV Tirupati. My topic is penetration testing, ethical hacking countermeasure. Here we discuss abstract introduction, literature survey, what is hacking, what is the purpose of hacking,
Put it in
different
slideshow.
types of hackers, what are the disadvantages of.
Slideshow. Slideshow.
Yes, madam, I am.
Yes. Yes.
Madam, I am putting slideshow only, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Now okay.
Is ethical hacking. What is the need of ethical hacker? What is the penetration testing? What are the phases in penetration testing? What are the types of penetration testing? What are the advantages of penetration testing? And finally, conclusion references. Next, we go to abstract.
here, as nowadays all the information is available in online. Some users accessing the data for gaining knowledge, some users accessing the data for destroying the websites and databases without paying to the user. In this scenario, the security of a computer becomes utmost concern for the organization and government. In order to provide security, here we use penetration testing. It is a process to test system which includes if any software errors or any operational errors which are present in the system. Next, we move on introduction. Here, a lots of organization being targeted by these type of attacks. Here, we are using penetration testing. It is nothing but it is a process which reveals all the risks or any loopholes which are present in the system. The only main intent is only allows authorized access of user into a system. It's clear that a penetration testing is an authorized accessing into a system for finding a backdoors, loopholes which are present in the system and get them fixed to make it more secure. Next, move on literature survey. Gurleen Carr and Gurpreet Carr in penetration testing, attacking oneself to enhance security, describes that every organization perform its own to check these own vulnerabilities which are present in the system can perform penetration testing. It is various legal agreements between the organization and the tester. In Suraj, in his paper penetration testing, an art of securing the system, describes that hackers try to spoil uh, applications by using hacking. They mainly employ SQL injections, which damages the database's handlings, which slows down the portal due to the deficiency of login script. To avoid these type of attacks, here we use a penetration testing. Next, we move on Satya and Manivan in his paper Survey on Ethical Hacking Techniques describes that hacking is a task in weakness for their own benefit, and also describes the importance of ethical hacker in security is an important role. VV Suresh Kumar in his paper Ethical Hacking and Penetration Testing Strategies describes that every organization can perform penetration testing to find if any loopholes so the main within the organization environment, this test is performed within the organization environment. The main reason of this penetration testing is earlier than hackers. Next, we move on in Rajni and Akshok Nath in his paper Ethical Hacking, Scope and Challenges in 21st Century describes that hackers in beginning of the 21st century, hackers using spreading virus through internet, but nowadays the hacker's intent was changed because nowadays a smart enough to read all the data from any distant computer and can control the computer from a remote computer. But by the ethical hacker is also known as a white hat hacking, which involves the tools or techniques same as the malicious hacker, but ethical hacker can done with the permission of the organization to find out the loopholes from a hacker's viewpoint, so system can be better secured. Next, to move on, what is hacking? For finding deficiency in the system for its own benefits, entering into the system are also known as unauthorized accessing into a system. A computer expert who understand how system operates and how it is designed internally and overall knowledge about the system, then it is called as a hacker. In 1960, event of hacking placed at meet. What is the purpose of hacking means? They can do just for fun or steal important privacy data or damaging the system, violating the privacy for extortion of money. They break policy compliances. There are three types of hackers based on the intent of hacking a system. White hat hackers, black hat hackers, and gray hat hackers. White hat hackers is nothing but ethical hacker whose intent is for finding the loopholes which are present in the system, which helps to the organization. Black hat hackers are also known as the crackers who hack in order to gain the unauthorized accessing into a system to harm its operations or steal sensitive data or blocking network communications, etc. Grey hat hackers is a blend of both white hat hackers and black hat hackers. They act without a malicious intent, but for their fun, they exploit a security weaknesses in the system or network without the owner permission or knowledge. Next one, disadvantages of hacking. The here the major disadvantages are they can entering unauthorized way into the system. They can see all the activities which are performed in the system, violating the privacy, hampering the system operations, performing denial of service attacks, and performing malicious attacks on the system. Then move on ethical hacking. What is ethical hacking means? It is also known as a white hat hacking, which involves authorized attempt to gain unauthorized access into a system. The only main intent is to improve the security of a system for fixing the vulnerabilities while founding in testing. Here, the only main tools, the tricks and techniques are used by malicious hackers are used are both are same, but ethical hacker can perform with the permission of the organizations for finding loopholes or any backdoors which are used by the hackers. They can fix before hacker can identifying. Next one, need of ethical hacker. Organization hire professional ethical hackers because every organization has its own confidential information. For example, if a hacker can access hacking the system, it can damages the whole organization privacy. So in order to avoid these attacks, penetration testing is helpful to finding flaws or loopholes in their system and correct them before an hacker hacks it. The intention is not very clear that not harm the organization. After hacking, they do not close the private or confidential findings during the hacking with others. They do not share the any loopholes which are present in the system to the others. If here, what is penetration testing means? It is a method that many companies follow in order to find the loopholes which are present in the system and then should fix. It is conducted by only professional ethical hackers, use automate tools and manual checks, open source tools. Before doing penetration test, a legal agreement between penetration tester and organization, which includes what will be the time of penetration testing, what will be the IP source of the attack, what will be the penetration fields of the system. The next one, phases in penetration testing. There are different phases in penetration testing, which are reconnaissance, scanning, gaining access, maintaining access, clearing tracks, and reporting. Here, reconnaissance means in this phase, attacker gathers all the information about the target using a passive or active. In the sense, active means tester can gather all the information directly to the target. Passive means gathers information without contact to the target. Here, the tools that are used in this phase are Nmap, Network Mapper, Hyping, Google Docs, MATLab. In next scanning, in this process, attackers can scan all the mission, target mission or network for finding loopholes which are present in the system. The tools which are used in this phase is Nmap, Nessus, Nexpose. Next, gaining access. In this process, vulnerabilities, tester can check if any vulnerabilities are present, then he apply the techniques for solving that problems. The tool which are used in this process is a Metasploit. Next, we go on maintaining access. The pen tester installs some backdoors in order to enter into the system if you want which he needs accessing his own system in future. The main tool which is used in this is a Metasploit, clearing tracks. It is actually an unethical activity, deletion of logs which are performing in the system. Reporting. In this phase, it is the final step in this process. Here, all a pen tester can submit all techniques which are used in the for solving the problems that can submitted to the organization. Next to move on, a process of penetration testing means when a user want penetration testing in a system, then he follow the following process. Here a planning. First he planned what he will do, what are the requirements he wanted. Next he gather informations about the vulnerabilities which are present in the system. After analyzing the vulnerabilities, they can implement the techniques for solving the problems. Then finally conclude that he submitted final report to the organization, what he identified the vulnerabilities, what are the techniques who are used in this for solving the problem. That all details are submitted to the organization. Next, these are the different types of penetration testing. Network penetration testing, in which it discusses weakness and vulnerabilities related to the network infrastructure of an organization, which includes firewall configuration, bypass testing, DNS attacks. In next, application penetration testing, in the sense it discusses security vulnerabilities which are present in the web-based applications, which includes Java applets, ActiveX, so on. In wireless penetration testing, it discover all the wireless devices which are used in the corporation or the test, which includes wireless protocols, access points, admin credentials, all are tested. In a social engineering testing, this testing is attempted to get a confidential or sensitive information by purposely tricking an employee of an organization. Next, client-side testing. This type of testing is used to identify the security issues in the terms of software running on the customer's workstation. Next, to move on, advantages of penetration testing. By using this penetration testing, reveal all the vulnerabilities which are present in the system in order to stop the hacker entering into the system. Show all risks which are present in the system. Test our cyber defense. You should able to detect attacks and respond adequate time. You can detect an intrusion. You should start investigation, discover the intruders and block them. The feedback from the test will give you if you but more likely actions can be taken to improve our defense. And following a main test. Here conclude that ethical hacker should act as a real hacker, because he can check code is securely written or not in the system. Computer experts who are ethical hackers use the penetration testing to find all the security issues which are present in the system, or any loopholes or any backdoors which are used by accessed by the hackers into the system, by the bad hat hackers who tries to break into act maliciously. Is in the role of ethical hacker is be more effective in the field of organization, because by implementing security policies which help to secure data as well as support to in order to avoid cyber attacks. These are my references. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Ramani.
Thank you.
And Ramani. Okay, okay. This is just a survey paper. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, this is just a survey paper, isn't it? You are not developed any algorithm or methodology. Okay, this survey paper.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Any questions from audience? Any questions from audience? Okay, Ramani, Ramani,
thank you,
please close your screen. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next participant, Manasa.
Yes,
After Manasa, who is ready to present? Who are just I will read out the numbers. 1302 Kesavala Reddy is not there. Then 1307 smart voting system. Next 1315 Sai Sunil. The author is Sai Sunil. 1316, 1317, 1322, 1328, 1332, 1336, 1337, 1339, 1341, 1343, 1347. So only one presenter here is here. Okay, Manasa, you can proceed. You can present. Rama Devi is, she wants to present. What is your code, Rama Devi? Paper code? Rama Devi, your paper code?
Hello, madam.
Rama Devi, Manasa? This
Yes,
is Manasa,
ma'am.
no?
Are you visible, ma'am? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. You can proceed.
Okay, ma'am. Thank
Department
you,
of Computer Science, SPMVV, Master of
Yes,
Technology.
ma'am.
Okay, you are student.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Good afternoon to ma'am. Good afternoon to all and all. Myself Manasa, MTech, Department of Computer Science and Engineering. And now I'm going to explain about my topic, that is an advanced IoT forensic challenges for digital traces. In these digital traces mean form of evidence of activity of the user. That means digital evidence captured through the IoT devices. Next, move on to the contents. That is abstract, introduction, literature review, and procedure for investigation, IoT equipment, traditional digital forensics versus IoT forensics, and methodology, result and discussion, conclusion, and then differences. Next, move on to the abstract. The growing number of IoT devices in the personal environment, such as smart homes, presents opportunities and risks from a forensics point of view. These devices generate clues that can be useful in any type of crime for investigative or forensic purposes. At the same time, new IoT devices are not compatible with existing digital forensics tools and methods, which make it difficult for professionals to extract data without the support of a forensic consultant with professional knowledge in the field. In addition, these traces may pose challenges to forensic evaluation. It may contain vulnerabilities that pose confidentiality risks. Security vulnerabilities in IoT devices create the possibility of extraction, but criminals can also use them to compromise the devices. The purpose of this work is to increase the familiarity among various IoT devices on the smart home. With these traces, which could be applied for investigation and IoT forensic purposes. Next, move on to the introduction. The Internet of Things is a new technological revolution that allows small devices to act as a smart objects. These devices are connected to each other through different types of network media. The result of these communication enhances sensors to make prompt decision in the real-time scenario. The goal of IoT is to make life more comfortable and dynamic. For example, cars can operate on their own. Smart lights are turned off when no one is in the room. The air conditioner is turned on when the ambient temperature is below in a certain level. Moreover, IoT devices can exchange interaction between themselves to provide convenient services to the owner. In fact, IoT technologies cuts and smart home to play a certain song. For example, to play a certain level song depending on the owner's blood pressure taken from the smartwatch. However, IoT technology can create more opportunities for cyber criminals to attack those areas, thus having a direct impact on users. In addition, like most consumer technologies, IoT technology is not developed for security reasons, as the main task was to reduce cost. Next, therefore, these devices lack hardware resources. Due to the lack of security tools, IoT devices become an easy target for cybercrime. They can figure out how to inject security vulnerables into these devices to use it as weapons to attack other sites. However, IoT technology can create more opportunities for cyber criminals to attack those areas, resulting in a direct impact on users. IoT is not designed for security reasons, as the main task was to minimize the value and size. Therefore, these devices have hardware shortage and resources. Next, move on to the literacy survey. From this paper, From this paper, when it comes to cloud computing services in digital forensic field, we could think two perspectives. One is to regard it as an object to be investigated, and other one is to trying to utilize it for investigative analysis. Now, in this, we are using MPI MapReduce rather than Apache Hadoop. Hadoop supports reliable, scalable, distributed computing. And in this next one is next in this we are using three technical approaches to increasing performance during the forensic investigation except human collaboration. This approach is wrought in comparing to existing forensic bitwise search methods because they take 18.5 hours to search 1 terabytes of data for a keyword on a single system. The ETL process is still an abstraction in improving total performance. In this, ETL means extract, transform, load. It is a process that combines many types of data from various sources. It plays a critical role in a data integration. Next, move on to the from this paper. The development of enabling technologies such as nanoelectronics, communications, embedded systems, clouds, smartphones, clouds networking, and network virtualization and software will be essential to contribute towards Internet of Things, whereby capability to be conducted all the time everywhere. In this approach, there are three challenges in IoT forensics. First one is DFIM. DFIM means doubly felt induction machine. In the DFIM, developing this model was to bring an improvement in the digital forensic investigation process. The core concept behind this DFIM are to expose the digital evidence that is hidden. Next one is hybrid model. The hybrid model will not really concern over the physical evidence. The next one is 1, 2, 3 zones. The 1, 2, 3 zones of digital forensic model considered as one of the very stable of digital forensic model when it concerns. Next literature survey is from this paper. The developments have realized an integration of the devices, which has led to the development of a new paradigm that is called Internet of Things. In this, one thing is very important, that is radio frequency identification. Sensors to communicate intelligently from one communication to the another communication device. Digital forensics provides a significant and a systematic approach for performing examinations and analysis of potential digital evidence that is to extracted from IoT objects that can be of interest to the law of enforcement agencies for prosecutorial purposes. The users have also included the concurrent process in the framework as per the ISO IEC 27043. It is the international standard in 2015, so that the processes can be executed continuously and to allow assurance of admissibility in a court of law. Next from this paper is we propose a digital evidence fusion method for network forensics with Dempster-Shafer theory that can detect efficiently computer crime in networked environments and fuse digital evidences from different sources such as host and subnetworks automatically. Computer crime.
Manasa, Manasa, you can go only 5 minutes, no? 5 minutes left over. Next slide you can go explain.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Next one is next to the move on to the processor for investigation. This is the digital forensic process model. In this digital forensic process model, proactive process and IoT forensics and reactive process. From the proactive process, it should take place before the occurrence of the incident, which mainly indicates the planning and preparation. IoT forensics means it is allowed with cloud forensics and network forensics and device level forensics. Once the identification of the incident is completed, then next process will be started. Next, coming to the reactive process, which consists only initialization, acquisition, and investigation. Cyber criminals can find a measure to inject these guardians to apply weapons to attack other websites. In this process of an investigation, in only the cyber criminals are very sorry, ma'am. Cybercrime with with the power of IoT technology can cross virtual space, threatening human life. The increased degree of cyber crime is one of the fundamental reasons that powered and the way for IoT digital forensics. For example, FDA warned that pacemakers that are used to regulate heart rate by the way of conveying electric pulses are liable to piracy. Because of the whoever used the inclined device, that at that point may want to face loss of life if it have become their life, and hackers who may want to control the pulses. The second main reason is the IoT digital proof is a rich and often unexplored source of facts. Let's move on to the IoT equipment. IoT equipment can provide artifacts that can help the investigation process. Some of them, the artifacts have not been made public, which means researchers need to consider those researches. It how they can obtain artifacts from these devices. Although the IoT has a wealth of resources for real existent evidence, it poses some challenges to forensic examination, including not being limited by using location of data, the heterogeneous nature of IoT devices, such as operating system differences and communication requirements. Current research in the literature focuses on IoT security, that is, privacy. However, some important aspects, including incident response and forensic investigations, have no longer been correctly addressed. Consequently, this article will shed mild on these components. Next, move on to the traditional digital forensics versus IoT forensics. Digital forensics can be described as a technique that makes use of digital evidence to identify and then perform systematic investigation to collect, study and analyze digital numbers evidence. There are several aspects of the difference. Traditional IoT forensic examination, recording source of evidence. The test can be computer, mobile devices, and servers or gateways. Inside IoT forensic examination, the evidence can be household appliances, machine tag readers, sensor nodes, and human or animal medical implants, or other IoT devices, or so on. There are no differences regarding apposition and position, and they may be individuals, groups, companies, governments indicate data types, and the type of IoT can be of any possible dimension. It could be a specific vendor of a certain size, but traditional the forensic examination can be an electronic document or a standard file format. Recording networks IoT restriction encourages new protocol which conforms to this limit. However, the boundaries of the network are not simple like traditional network. Increased blurred edge lines makes IoT foreclosure one of the challenges of IoT forensic examination. In the authors address this question and present that what is the possible identification of the source of the evidence. This is the method. Next, move on to the methodology. This diagram is for IoT based digital forensics model. From this diagram, um, this diagram shows the IoT based digital forensics model. This model would cover the beginning of the investigation, standard operating procedure till the evidence will be to be achieved. Every digital forensic investigation model should start with authorization, planning, and obtaining. In this model, based device identification would refer to the device-to-device communication or machine-to-machine communication, where devices will communicate with the other devices either to provide information or to store information. This communication is divided by their geolocation depends on their local setting of the village, city, town, and state, and also and etc. All these M2M communication medium would be in any form of such as 4G, 3G, something Ethernet or something, etc. Once a forensic investigator have located the suspected medium that has communicated with the respected device, the forensic investigator could proceed with the triage examination during this period. A very careful investigation is required as fragile Fragile data play a huge role in IoT forensic, as the triage examination will deal with the big data platform as it many encounter structured and unstructured data. The most common device or platforms that need to cope with our routers, gateway, cloud platforms, or platforms, etc. The collection of these devices or platforms also could be known as server clusters. The extraction of needed data are also known as live data extraction process happen and seized specific devices from the selected zone. Now the whole process revert back into the more common digital forensics processor, which would be chain of custody, lab analysis, result, proof and defense, and achieve and the storage. As all
Okay,
these stages.
Manasa, you have only 1 minute. You can
Yes,
conclude.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. This is the result and discussion, and this is the table for result and discussion. Figure is digital forensic implications, and in this result in this table, only door movement information, source, location, daily in daily routine. Door how to movement of the door, temperature, presence at home, steps taken, distance walked, something calories burned. Next conclusion. Based on the systematic review, the contributes of this paper is twofold. First is it can be concluded that due to the heterogeneity, nature, and complexity of the complexity in Internet of Things environment, digital forensic investigation in IoT setting requires additional readiness space before the actual investigation phase started. This is the important because the readiness phase will happen the forensic investigators to identify multiple possibilities and scenarios in dealing with the various sources of evidence collected from IoT devices to prepare the investigation phase. In addition, the findings show that the collection process is the most crucial process in a IoT forensic investigation, and this indicates that this process needs to high consideration. Second thing is forensic investigation on device layer must consider different types of evidence based on the application specific domains such as smart home, smart transport, smart city to improve investigation process. And move on to the references. These references are helps to the paper. Thank you, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you, Manasa.
Thank you, ma'am.
So actually, what is your contribution in this paper? Actual.
Digital forensic investigation, ma'am.
Okay, ma, that's okay. You have not developed any method.
No,
Isn't it?
ma'am.
Okay. You have collected information and you have presented.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma. Thank you. Any questions
Thank-
from audience? Okay, ma. Thank you, Manasa. You can
Thank you,
close
ma'am.
your screen. Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
ma. Next participant. Only one participant. So after her participant, the session will be concluded. Next participant, present it. Rama Devi.
Yeah. Madam,
Yes.
madam, is it visible, madam?
No, ma.
My screen is not visible, madam. PPT is.
No. Started and vachindante. Wait. It will come, I think. It will come.
Madam, coming, madam.
No, ma. Again, you try. What is your topic?
Congestion control mechanisms in IoT sensor network, madam.
Okay.
Is it visible, madam?
No, ma. Has started and son, ma. Has started.
No, ma'am.
Started.
Paused, madam. Every time when I'm trying to share, it is getting paused.
Pause.
Audible? Ma'am?
Yes, yes. Audible, audible. Rama Devi, it's audible.
Can I start, ma'am?
Yes, yes, you can start, but I could not see the screen. Yes.
I already shared the video, madam.
Started screen sharing.
Started screen share, madam. Can I start, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, yes.
Okay,
But
I shared, madam. Can I proceed, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, proceed.
Madam, thank you for giving this opportunity, ma'am. So, I'm Rama Devi, madam. I'm doing PhD from Nagarjuna University under the guidance of Dr. P. Sriramachandra Murthy, sir.
Okay.
So, my project title is Congestion Control Mechanisms for 6 LOWPAN and IoT Sensor Networks. So, before going to start, there are different topics that I included: introduction part, abstract, literature survey, problem identification, related work, proposed solution, what are the modules in proposed work, algorithms, results, and one of the paper is presented publication already taken in IGCSE, ma'am, and bibliography. What are the references that I took? These are the topics that are included. So I just don't want to concentrate on what is IoT, what is congestion control softwares, architecture, applications, what are the future trends of the IoT, what are the challenges and research issues. I don't want to consider, ma'am. I would like to start with what is related to my heading. First, what is 6 LOWPAN and what is the importance of RPL in our network? Why we introduce 6 LOWPN and RPL? What is the purpose in our proposal protocol? So first one, IoT, before that, I just want to give you a few introduction points. IoT is used to connect industrial devices and hospital instruments like various applications. In various applications, we are using the IoT devices. And with these devices, when people can communicate, they can control and receive the messages from the household appliances from anywhere, from any device like laptops, the smart devices, or even including the mobile devices, they can get the communication. So with various applications, when we communicated, we can control these devices. But actually, these devices are conforming to the IEEE 802.15.4 standard, where the characteristics, if you observe, the short transmission range, low data rate, low cost, and low communication power. In order to achieve connectable, accessible features of these devices, IPv6 is proposed to, because of the popularity, applicability, sufficient address space, supporting for stateless auto configuration, and easy to access. So, but there are some difficulties to implement IPv6 in sensor networks like IoT sensor, or it may be the wireless sensor networks. So for example, if we consider IEEE 802.15.4, uses only 127 bytes as the maximum transmission unit, whereas IPv6 uses 1280 bytes as the maximum transmission unit. To eliminate this drawback, IETF introduces one adaptive layer. With this, we call that protocol as the IPv6 over low power wireless personal area network, that is the 6LoWPAN protocol. So with this protocol, the devices that are supporting IEEE 802.15.4 will obtain ability to receive, process, forward IPv6 packets. Along with this 6LoWPAN protocol, IETF proposed another new protocol, that is IPv6 routing protocol for low power, lossy networks, that is the RPL. RPL is nothing but a routing protocol which is supporting the low power, lossy networks. So, but this RPL is used in our protocol. We concentrate on RPL networks, how the congestion is handled in RPL networks. That I would like to concentrate. So, in RPL tree topology, if an event occurred at a leaf node, all the nodes in that event region will send the packet to the sink and may cause the network congestion towards to the sink node. So congestion control is very difficult to achieve in this type of RPL networks than any other type of network because of its low power, lower computing abilities. Our protocol consists the congestion control consists two steps: congestion detection and avoidance. So first, I would like to, before going to discuss what are the modules in our proposal work, I just want to give a few points in front of you, ma'am. The first one is, how is there any way to avoid the congestion in RPL? Why we choose the parent selection to avoid the congestion in RPL? Actually, there is no explicit mechanism to detect or to avoid the congestion in RPL networks. We use a simple parent selection mechanism to avoid and to select the parent with bad link quality, large hop count and large expected transmission count. And also one of the problem that is occurred here is ping pong effect, which is repeated state switching from one to another. Here it will change the parent frequently, and this effect will lead to the packet loss, decreasing throughput and increasing the packet delay. So how can we handle the congestion and in RPL network? Why especially we focus on RPL topology means there are two important reasons are there. The first one is in RPL pattern, in RPL topology, if event occurred in the leaf node, all nodes in that event region send the packets to sink and cause the network congestion towards to the sink, and all the nodes will be blocked. We cannot possible to transmit the packets further. The second reason is why especially we focus on RPL network means the congestion control in tree topology is very difficult to achieve than any other type of networks. Also, most of the researchers, they didn't concentrate on RPL topology. Also, they didn't aim to consider the tree-like structures. So, there are two important congestion control mechanisms actually I used in the protocol. The first two protocols, mainly the two important protocols are alternative path selection and the rate adjustment scheme. When I saw the literature survey, when I observed from the literature survey, the important observations that I consider is most of the protocols, most of the researchers, either they may concentrate on alternative path totally or they may focus on rate adjustment mechanism. But in my protocol, I want to take the best features of alternative and rate-based adjust mechanism. Compared to rate adjustment scheme, I focus on alternative path selection because of the two reasons. In rate adjustment mechanism, if we drop a single packet, it's a actually dropping a packet is the common way to notify the source to reduce the speed of the packet generation. But in RPL, all the packets are fragmented, so that dropping a single packet will cause the entire retransmission of all the packets. Also, the nodes in the RPL network usually have limited resources like limited buffer size, which will degrade the performance of the congestion control in rate adjustment scheme. The second reason why especially focus on alternative path compared to the comparatively rate adjustment means In order to improve the maximizing the throughput and utilization and increase the throughput, we focus on alternative path. If we find another alternative path by keeping the enough bandwidth towards to sync, by keeping the original transmission rate, we can improve the throughput and utilization of the networks. So these are the two reasons why we focus first on alternative path. Coming to the protocol, my protocol consists different modules. Before going to discuss the different modules, like first, what is the structure of RPL? In RPL actually it is a tree-like topology. As I said, it is a tree-like topology. What kind of structure I used here? We used means destination-oriented direct acyclic graph. So here each node broadcasts the DIO packet. DIO packet nothing but destination-oriented directed acyclic graph information objective to all its neighbors to maintain the network connectivity. DIO packet consists three important fields: RPL instance, rank field, and optional field. RPL instance is used to it is the unique identity of the network to maintain the network connectivity to all other networks, to all other nodes. Rank field is the sender's rank. Optional field is used to store the optional information. The objective function is used to calculate a particular rank of a particular node. So here, a simple example I took. There is one simple graph is there, ma'am. For example, if any node receive a DIO packet from its neighboring nodes, if any node in the network structure in RPL topology, there are different nodes are there. Each node is a directed acyclic graph. There is a direction from one node to another node. If a particular node receives a particular DIO packet, so it has to reduce the rank of a particular rank. For that, if when B receives the packet from the node, other neighboring nodes like three different nodes with the hop count 3 to 3, for example. A is the hop count 3, D is the hop count 2, C is the hop count 3. Because D is the hop count 2, this hop count indicate a rank of a particular node. Due to the least rank count of the D will choose the D as its parent. So this is one way. So based by selecting the D is near to B, A, C. If all the nodes wants to transmit data to D, then congestion, the D will become the bottleneck. So B and C will change its parent to E and F according to the graph. So this is the way how they can choose a particular node with the least rank as the best alternative to make a best alternative path in this RPL topology. Our main protocol consists a few steps. Congestion, what are the detection metrics? How the rank will be calculated? What is the parent change procedure? These are the three important different steps. Congestion detection metric. The important metric here is, I used a lot of metrics, but one metric, net packet flow rate, is the difference between the packet generation and the packet service rate. This net packet flow rate indicated with the alpha. Alpha is less than or equals to 0. We need not to bother about the topology. There is no congestion. If it is greater than 0, nothing but generation rate, service rate are close to each other. There is a chance of congestion will be taking place. And here the next part is how to calculate the rank of a particular node. The rank of a particular node is, the formula is like rank increasing value plus link quality of a particular parent node and rank of a particular node. So these are the, based on three important factors, we will calculate a rank. Rank indicates the hop count or the distance from the particular node to the root node or the sync node or the destination node. Least hop count indicate is the node that involved in the best path. To make a best path, we choose the least hop count. This least hop count indirectly based on the rank of a node. So least rank indicates the least hop count. This is the way how we can find the rank of a particular node. Next, finally, what is the parent change procedure? So after finding the packet alpha, net packet flow rate, and after finding the rank of a particular node, the way how the parent change procedure is invoked.
Hello,
yes,
Rama
ma'am.
Devi, you can conclude within minute, 10 minutes over.
Okay, okay, thank you.
And
Okay,
moreover, we are not viewing the screen.
sorry, ma'am,
We
sorry.
only listening.
So,
Okay, okay.
okay, finally, I just
Maybe
want
maybe at problem at your side. Okay, the network problem at your side. So we could not see the screens. Okay, okay. You can conclude within minute.
so finally, comparatively previous researchers, here in my protocol, I combined the alternative path. In alternative path, if we didn't eliminate the congestion, we will apply the rate adjustment mechanism. That is, we will reduce the speed of the generation of the packet in the network so that completely we can achieve. When compared to the previous results, I totally concluded with the comparatively with the when the results are compared against the flow and rate of transmission, end-to-end delay throughput to packet delay ratio is reduced. So this paper is actually published in International Journal of Computer Science and Engineering. Already this paper is published. That is the Scoopus index. Thank you, ma'am.
Which result published?
So this
Your work is published.
yes, ma'am.
Your work is published.
Yes, ma'am. In International Journal of Computer Science and Engineering.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you.
I think so. No. Okay, ma. Thank you, Rama Devi. Thank you, Rama Devi. Oh. Okay, ma. You can close anyway. It is closed, Rama Devi. From your side also, you can close the screen. Okay, thank you for giving me this opportunity as a session chairperson. And participants have presented very well about their work. Okay, so this is an opportunity to enhance their research work. Now I will invite our coach, convener of this conference, will say vote of thanks now.
Yeah, good evening to all. So the 2 days international conference has come to an end. Now, I think all the participants should have been benefited from the 2 days program. As you have seen, many participants have come forward in presenting their ideas and their research problems. Also, we all got benefited from the eminent speakers like Professor Muhammad Obaid, Professor Ejendu Araiva, and Prajit Datta, and our own internal resources, Dr. Sarita and all, we have, and myself, have delivered some of the important topics for the benefit of the participants. I believe that you are all benefited from all these topics, and also you have got a chance to see how others are working in their own domains and how you can improvise your work. So with this remarks, I would like to conclude the 2 days international conference. And I believe that this has given you a very good platform to all of us. Then, if any participant or anyone has any questions, I am ready to take the questions or the feedback. If any one of you wanted to say something, So I welcome you to give your valuable feedback, because as you all know that we are first time going on virtual mode due to the unavoidable situation, that is the ongoing pandemic, the COVID-19 situation. And if anyone wanted to give your feedback before we close the day, you are all welcome. Any participants has a feedback to say, to share your views? That means that considered that everything went on well. So we take it in a positive way. Suppose if no one is coming forward, or you can mail to us also if anyone has any questions or the feedback. But as after the conference is getting over, general instructions I would like to tell that all the participants, whoever have presented their papers, whoever have registered their papers, have to submit your full length papers by on or before 30th of this month, November. We will send a detailed mail where to submit, how to submit your articles, and which these papers based on their merits will be forwarded to the corresponding publisher. And later the publisher will be in contact with the participant, and we request the registered participants have to check your mails constantly, because if you miss the deadlines, it is very difficult to include the papers in the final proceedings. So this is the one important message I wanted to give to all the participants. And with this, I would like to thank the university officials, starting from the Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Rector, the Dean, Head of the Department, and my faculty members, students, participants, who made this particular event as a very successful one. And also I would like to thank our sponsors, the IADS, Let's Learn, Sonic and our university, who stood behind this particular conference and supported this event. Also, I would like to thank the press and media who given wide coverage about this particular event. Next time, we are going to conduct the CCODE conference in the month of July 21, and we have sufficient time this time. Now I am announcing also in the last week of July, we are having a plan to conduct the CCODE conference for the next series, that is the fourth one. And I believe that the regular patrons will be preparing their works for the next conference. And we hope that next time we will meet one to one, so that we can exchange our ideas at our university campus. Those people who could not come all the way here due to this current restrictions, we believe that next time we may be having in our regular mode. So with this closing remarks, I am calling for the day. And once again, I thank all the participants and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Congratulations, sir.